the mistakes that people make with this, here you go, let's see if you make them. Where is it going wrong? Asking that question in the conversation. How are we screwing things up? Now, the reason why this can be a mistake is that it can put people on the back foot and defensive, right? Because like the implication is you screwed up as opposed to what's a problem in the system. So that could be absolutely a mistake that you can avoid potentially. The next one is, why did we miss our targets? So the reason why this is a mistake and problematic is twofold. Asking a why question often can be related to a blame tone, and focusing only on targets is a mistake in measurement anyway, meaning that we have targets as a way of trying to aspirationally drive behavior and processes. And there's a whole bunch of different reasons why we may or may not get there. As leaders, we need to be looking at not just the targets, but the entire system of activities that leading to the end outcome. So sitting on a board, you don't want to just look at the bottom line. You know, why are we losing money? Very important question, actually. We need to look across the whole organization. It's like, where are our activities? Where are our systems? Where is the friction points in there? I think is probably a better question than why do we miss our targets? Again, because it can put people on the back foot. It's a blaming kind of question. Here's another subtle one, which has tone, which you may not necessarily mean, which is, whose department is that? Which is like, who's responsible for that? Whose butt am I going to kick for that? Now, in some ways, each of these questions is important. They may not be the best leading questions for you, though. Because again, it puts people on the defensive, amygdala goes into overdrive, and all of a sudden you have sweet talk, sour talk, and back talk happening, and then the whole thing gets sunk. So what are the alternatives instead? Haha, I have solutions for you. These are three different questions you could ask instead that change the energy a little bit. What's working? So this is appreciative inquiry, right? So if you're sitting down to troubleshoot strategy, start first with what's working, what's going well, because this will help feed good energy into the conversation. And it will help highlight that there's probably a lot going well, and maybe there's opportunities in leveraging some of these assets. So what's working is the first one. Look backwards to see how far we've come is the next strategy, because in talking to people about what their problems or challenges were in this topic, motivation and energy was a pretty big one. So people are flat because of lockdowns and shutdowns and endless uncertainty and changed circumstances. It's hard to get people energized. When we look backwards to see how far we've come, we get a sense of progress. And I take this idea from Dan Sullivan of Strategic Coach, who talks about this as a way of maintaining positive focus. We always have a goal and a destination in mind. That's what organizations and humans do. And it's a way of pulling us forward to building a creative pathway to a hopefully improved future. If that's all we focus on, we will always be falling short of it, because that destination is always just out of reach, and that can be deflating. So if we start with where we are now and we look back to see how far we've come, we can actually see that we have moved forward. We actually have achieved progress. And in looking backwards to see the progress, we can change the energy here. And we also might find seeds of what we can leverage and repeat and do more of in order to create better results. So that's the second question. And the third one is, what's changed? Which is a nicer way or more open way of asking the what's wrong question. What's changed for us? Here's the result. What's changed? And that way you can help surface responses to the question that are constructive and less blamey, I guess.